New Jersey Transit is the second largest commuter rail system in America and is the only statewide public transportation system. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to a video. I hope you guys are all having a great day. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at reasons why New Jersey Transit needs to improve. And if you talk to any commuter, they will more than likely tell you that New Jersey Transit's heavy rail system is horrible. And yes, it needs some major improvements. However, there are a lot of good things about the system. For example, the fleet is very good. And I also love the departure vision setting on the New Jersey Transit app, which gives you the exact location of where your train is. And I also love their reward system. Basically, the more money and points you rack up on New Jersey Transit, you have the chance of getting a discount at a restaurant or point of interest, museum, whatever. But we're here to talk about why the system can improve. So let's get right into that. The most important thing would have to be the infrastructure. New Jersey Transit's infrastructure is crumbling. Now, not all of this is New Jersey's fault, but a lot of this can be improved. You see, the North River tunnels and Portal Bridge, which connects trains into New York City, are over 100 years old and are crumbling as we speak. Now, there is a project called the Gateway Project, which will be adding 2 new tunnels, renovating the current ones, and rebuilding the Portal Bridge, or basically just making it no longer a swing open drawbridge. Having a swing open drawbridge at the busiest public transportation hub in America is embarrassing. And this, if these tunnels or bridge collapse or are not usable, this would put America in a recession. Now, like I said, a lot of this is Amtrak's fault. In addition to the fact that Amtrak owns these 2 things, they also are always late, and Amtrak has the priority. So if Amtrak is running late, that also means that New Jersey Transit will be running late. There are times where commuters are stranded because of mechanical failures, and I think that there needs to be more construction happening during off-peak times. But no matter what time it is, Penn Station is always busy. The next thing I want to talk about is the schedules. In my personal opinion, New Jersey Transit trains are very flexible. If you want to go out in New York City for a night out, there will more likely be a train for you to come home. Most lines run their last train at about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Some run 24 hours as well, which is super convenient. But while that's good, and I also love how the Montclair-Boonton line, at least the portion between Penn Station, Hoboken, and Montclair State, has a train during rush hour just about every 10 to 15 minutes. That is not the case on every single line. Go on the main line, and that is not the case. There have been times where I've rail fanned in Patterson during rush hour just to find out that the next train might not be coming for the next 30 or 45 minutes. That is unacceptable and needs to be changed. And I think that having a train every 10 to 15 minutes during rush hour is good. And having trains run every 20 minutes during rush hour on the less frequented lines, such as the Gladstone branch. And during rush hour, have trains go into New York City maybe about once every hour, which is what most lines do anyways. Lastly, I want to talk about how bad the weekend schedule is on the Montclair-Boonton line. Trains only run to Bay Street, and considering that there are 5 other train stations in Montclair, that is not a good thing. I don't understand why they don't just run the trains to Montclair State and maybe skip a station or 2. That's my personal opinion. In addition to that, trains on the Montclair-Boonton line during the weekend only go in once every 2 hours to Hoboken. If you miss a train, you are stranded for 2 hours. That is unacceptable, and I think is something that definitely needs to be changed. And I think that the schedules should definitely be a bit more flexible. However, New Jersey Transit's flexibility and schedules is a lot better than Metro, which is the commuter rail in the Chicago metro area. But I still think that New Jersey Transit's doing good, but I think it still needs to improve on a couple lines. And of course, the weekend service can also be improved as well. Another thing I want to talk about is the conditions of the train stations. The best example of this would be Newark Penn. The architecture at Newark Penn is beautiful. However, the station is outdated. I would say 20 to 30 years out of date. It is in need for renovations. And I think that that should be happening as soon as possible. Being that it is such a large transportation hub, I feel like the fact that it looks extremely outdated is not good. However, for the most part, the station is clean. It just looks dull and depressing. But that's not even the biggest issue. The biggest issue is all the homeless people. There are tons of homeless people, not in the station itself, but right outside by the bus terminals. That is not okay. And I get it. It's not entirely New Jersey Transit's fault. However, I think that there should be more shelters or places where the homeless people can go. And I get that that's something that really needs to be worked out with the city of Newark or the state of New Jersey and not New Jersey Transit. However, I do think that it leaves a really bad impression on people who are visiting the station or need to get on a train. It's sad to see these people in this state, and it's just downright depressing. And a lot of those people are high or are so skinny and look like they haven't eaten a meal in over a week. It's horrible. The last thing I want to talk about is handicap accessibility. Over the years, New Jersey Transit has made a pretty big effort in making stations handicap or wheelchair accessible, but not all of them are. And here's the thing. There are many Americans who are handicapped who need to get places and are not able to drive. And if a handicapped person wants to go into the city and have some fun, that is something that they are entitled to. However, it can be made very hard because of New Jersey Transit. A lot of the train stations are not handicap accessible. They're making an effort towards it, but if you go on the Main Line, Bergen County Line, Montclair Booton Line, Morris Essex Line, Gladstone Branch, or Pascack Valley Line, which I just listed most of the train lines, the stations are not handicap accessible. The only two lines that I think are fully handicap accessible, correct me if I'm wrong, are the Northeast Corridor and the Atlantic City Line, which connects Atlantic City from Philadelphia, which is the only one in South Jersey. But yeah, that is a problem. Not having handicap accessibility is a problem. And I know many rail fans that complain about elevated platforms, but come on, handicapped people are a lot more important than your shot of the train. Nobody cares what you think about 12-year-old Timmy, okay? Handicapped people are important. And somebody with a handicapped grandmother who is constantly in the hospital but still likes to go places, I understand. This needs to change. So that's my overall opinions about things that needs to be changed on the system. Let me know what you think. Did I leave anything out? So please make sure to like, subscribe, and God bless to all you guys.